Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Matt Harris, and I'm one of the Senior Associate Directors of Admission at Villanova University. I'm also a graduate of the class of 2006. And on behalf of our entire university, I want to wish a huge congratulations to each and every one of you for admission into our class of 2025. And while I know that you all are at various points and stages in your decision process about where you'd like to go to college this fall, I hope tonight will be helpful to you as you're finalizing your choice. Tonight, our session will be all about the Louise Fitzpatrick College of Nursing. I'm joined by two of my colleagues from the college, along with a group of our current students who are all excited to share their Villanova stories with you. But that being said, tonight is all about you. We want to discuss all of the topics of interest that are on your mind and questions you may have about nursing. And you'll note that there's a Q&A box on your screen. I encourage you to submit your questions throughout that I'll pose to our panel. And feel free to ask your questions generally or to a specific person, and we'll get through as many of them as we can this evening. So let's get started. And let me first introduce Christa Gardner, who is our Director of Undergraduate and Recruitment in the Fitzpatrick College of Nursing. Christa?
Thank you, Matt. Hello, everyone, and welcome. As Matt mentioned, I am the Director of Undergraduate Recruitment and Admissions in the Louise Fitzpatrick College of Nursing. And I also wanted to mention that I am an alumna of our nursing program. I have had the pleasure of meeting many of, or of getting to know, I should say, many of you over the course of this past year. And it is now my honor to congratulate you on your acceptance to the Fitzpatrick College of Nursing class of 2025. And to your families, I also say thank you. The support and the encouragement that you have provided along the way has been remarkable. I am really happy that you could all join us this evening to explore the opportunities that are awaiting you and learn what differentiates Villanova nursing. You are among the largest and the most competitive pool of applicants ever to apply to our nursing program. More than 1,800 accomplished candidates from across the country have applied to our nursing program this year. Your stellar academic performance and your outstanding high school achievements are truly commendable, particularly having persevered through the various challenges presented by this pandemic. The role of the nurse and the impact of nursing on healthcare has clearly been demonstrated this year. And we applaud you in your desire to pursue a career in this highly respected and trusted profession. We welcome you to become a Villanova nurse with all the unique and exciting opportunities available to you. You will receive an outstanding nursing education. We are one of few select programs across the country that has been designated and continues to be designated as a center of excellence in nursing education. You will integrate the Augustinian values of Veritas, Unitas, and Caritas, truth, unity, and love into who you are and all that you do. You will have the opportunity to engage in global health experiences and learn about healthcare needs of diverse cultures and underserved populations across the globe. As a student, you will have the opportunity to immerse yourself in a field experience in international health, part of a 3-credit elective that is conducted in Ireland, Japan, South Africa, Poland, or China, or perhaps engage in a practica in the Dominican Republic, Peru, Ghana, or South Africa as part of your junior and senior level courses. Perhaps you wish to spend 2 semesters abroad at the University of Manchester in England. That's another option available to you. You will grow from 4 years of personalized advising and professional mentoring by our dedicated and dynamic faculty, creating a path to success and including your academic and personal goals. You will build clinical excellence and develop critical thinking skills in our state-of-the-art simulation and learning resource center and within more than 70 healthcare facilities and healthcare systems in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. You will have experiences in world-renowned clinical facilities. You will have the opportunity to pursue a minor or engage with our faculty scholars in undergraduate nursing research. You will challenge yourself and move beyond your comfort zone, build leadership skills, enhance personal growth, and maximize your potential as you participate in college-wide activities and organizations such as the Student Nurses Association of Pennsylvania, or university-wide activities such as Special Olympics. You will join your fellow Villanovans in service and make a difference in our local community and beyond. Over the next 4 years, you will grow, you will learn, you will lead, and you will ignite change. And all along the way, you will have fun. The Villanova nursing experience is rich with opportunity, preparing you well for your role as a compassionate nurse, a leader, and an innovator. It offers academic and personal achievement beyond the classroom, the opportunity to become a valuable member of the Villanova community, and establish a foundation for lifelong success. You will hear more this evening about all that awaits you as a Villanovan and gain a deeper understanding of what we mean when we say, be a Villanova nurse. Thank you. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Professor Barbara Stephen. She is the director of the Traditional and Transfer Bachelor of Science in Nursing track, and she's an assistant professor. Professor Stephen.
Thank you, Mrs. Gardner. I appreciate that warm welcome. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you here tonight. We are delighted that you could be with us. It's just a wonderful opportunity to have you all here with us. And I am also an alumna. And it's always wonderful to be able to welcome our future colleagues and Wildcats to Villanova. So thank you for coming. I also would like to commend all of you on your tremendous achievements this year. The last 2 years of high school are always amazing accomplishments. And the fact that you were able to accomplish everything that you did, despite all of the challenges of the past year, is truly remarkable. So we give a hearty congratulations to you all because we know it was well earned. We also would like to, as Christa said, extend our congratulations to your families as well, because we know it is not just the journey of one, it takes a village and everybody has their support system behind them. So we congratulate you as well. And now that you've had the chance to go through that process and we've had the chance to get to know all of you a little bit through the admissions process, as Christa said, this is your chance to get to know us. And so I like to borrow a phrase, an Augustinian phrase that you will hear frequently from Father Peter, which is that your experience in college is an act of becoming, and it is becoming that which you are not yet. So as the students here tonight can attest, the person you are when you walk across that stage and move that tassel on your mortarboard, it will not be the same person as when you started. And we are so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to be part of that journey with you. And so one thing you might be wondering is, what is it that distinguishes a Villanova nurse from any other nurse? Nursing, as you know, is an inherently caring profession that you will find elements of caring at any college of nursing. I personally believe, as an alumna and as a faculty member, that Villanova brings that to the next level. And I think it comes from our motto, truth, unity, and love. This motto allows us to build in our students a servant's heart, where they ask not what others can do for them, but what they can do for others. And we see this play out time and again. Even this semester, the tremendous number of students that have reached out saying, Professor Stephen, I'd love to get involved with any vaccine opportunities for clinics in the area. They're already reaching out. I also believe that that process of really living that motto also comes from the university. It's not just from nursing. And I think that's really a big part of distinguishing a Villanova nurse, is that they experience it from day one. All students at Villanova take the Augustinian Cultural Seminar and theology classes freshman year. And I think that starts them all on that road of really bringing that motto home and bringing it into their care as a nurse. We have campus ministry, Special Olympics, all of those things on campus. It brings it across the entire university, all colleges. So no matter what class you're in, that will be part of your development. And then as for your nursing program, as you know, Villanova is a direct entry program. So you don't have to wait until junior year to apply to get into nursing. You are already in nursing when you start day one. And so freshman and sophomore year, you take your prerequisite courses just like you would anywhere, your anatomy and physiology, your chemistry, English, but you also start day one with your nursing courses. And by the end of your freshman year, you are already learning to do blood pressures, and you have a capstone experience in our simulation lab, which is truly unique and a wonderful opportunity to start engaging in patient care. That then continues with clinical opportunities beginning in sophomore year. As Mrs. Gardner mentioned, we have many wonderful clinical opportunities for our students. I think it is important to note that Villanova was able to maintain in-person clinical throughout 2020 and 2021, as soon as the governor allowed it, beginning in the summer. A lot of schools of nursing were not as lucky. We did in the summer have virtual, and we do have virtual available for makeup if a student has to be absent, but we have been able to continue with in-person, and that is so important for our students' development. And I would say the reason we're able to do that is because of our students. Our students have paved the way with our clinical partners. They want us there. They recognize how valuable our students are. And everyone that has gone before you has paved the way for those opportunities. So I say a big thank you to our panelists here tonight, because you have all been a big part of that. And then lastly, I would like to also bring your attention to the opportunities that exist outside of the classroom, but that still support your development as a professional nurse, including research opportunities. Our faculty, many of them are engaged in amazing research opportunities, and they welcome and invite students, undergraduate students, to engage with them. I have to say I'm a little jealous. I wish I'd had more of those opportunities when I was an undergraduate, and it just is tremendous. So I highly recommend pursuing those opportunities when you see them. There are some summer research fellowships that exist for undergraduates, as well as during the school year as well. We also have the opportunity to achieve a minor. It can be challenging with our curriculum being as full as it is. However, there are some that are somewhat built in that you also already get a lot of credits for in the program. And then if you bring in AP credits or anything like that, that opens up a lot of room for you to be able to get minors in a language or psychology, sociology. We have a global public health minor that our students pursue. So there are opportunities there. And then I would also like to mention, we have tremendous opportunities for interprofessional education. We have a partnership with the Philadelphia College of Medicine and with some of the pharmacy schools in the area. And we are also starting to extend with other programs such as psychology. And that provides opportunities for our students to practice with other disciplines in the simulated environment. And I believe some of the people here have participated in that, so they can speak to that as well. So there are many, many opportunities for you to learn in addition to what you're learning in class. There are also student organizations, which I won't speak to. The students here tonight can let you know about those. But I encourage all of you to engage and become just as much a part of the community and make Villanova your home. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Stephen. And we appreciate all of us, but our true stars here, we'd love to hear from now some of our current nursing students. And so they're each going to introduce themselves to you and tell you a little bit about their Villanova story. And then we'll kind of switch over to some questions after that. So Gabby, would you like to maybe get us started?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Gabby. I am a junior, obviously nursing student, and I have a Spanish minor from Chicago, Illinois. So some things I'm involved in on campus. I work for the student ambulance. So I do that about once every other week, once a month. It kind of just depends on how busy the month is with school and everything like that. But that's a great opportunity if you want to get your hands into emergency nursing or that's something that interests you. So I do that. I'm in Greek life. I'm a tour guide on campus as well. And then through nursing, I'm in the undergraduate nursing senate. So all very fun things kind of everywhere around campus. That's my biggest piece of advice is freshman year. Just don't say no to anything. Do as much as you can and you'll find your favorite things. Why I chose Villanova. So being from Chicago, obviously it's a little bit further away. I got really lucky and we had some student send-offs over the summer. So definitely look out for those. I'm not sure quite how they'll run with COVID and everything. But usually in your area, we've got through Blue Key, our tour guide society, we have the student send-offs for people to meet everyone in their area. And I got to meet some of the most fantastic Villanova nursing students ever, who I'm still really good friends with, live 10 minutes away from me. We fly together, fly home together. And that was just definitely a big part in why I chose the school and loved it so much that now we host them every summer. So definitely look out for those in your area. And then obviously once you come to campus, it's just a whole new game. Everybody's so passionate about being here, whether it's your clinical professors or your in-class professors. I mean, it's just amazing. I actually just got a text from my clinical professor earlier and she texted us, can't wait to see the dream team on Friday morning, bright and early. So they're texting you. She sent a picture of her after work. I mean, they are just like family to us. So it's really a special place to be. And yeah, and also I did get one question that I wanted to address really quickly about clinical hours for Villanova nursing students. So as a junior, we complete about 12 clinical hours a week. Right now I'm in OB, so I do 12 hours 1 day a week, but you could also split it up and do 6 hours 2 days a week. So about 12 hours a week plus labs if we have it that week. And yeah, so that's how it's working right now. And again, all in person, but thank you.
Great. Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby. And I was just going to add on for that question about the clinical hours. The total number of hours through the whole program is 696. So just about 700.
Thank you both. And to Gabby's point about those send-offs, we are working on something for this year. So I know it's gonna probably look a little bit different, but we will stay in touch with you and we're still gonna try to do some kind of regionally based connections with students and things like that. So stay tuned, we'll be in touch about that. Natalia, would you like to go next?
Yeah, hello, I'm Natalia Moroch. I'm a junior nursing student from New York City. And I also have a minor in psychology. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do to get involved on campus. As a freshman, although I was never a member of staff, I went to the weekly meetings. So it really helps develop, professional development to learn a lot about the different nursing professions. But I do like to get my feet wet, try different things, participate in Day of Service. So you go out into local communities to help out, or Nova Dance. So you have a 12-hour dance marathon for the Be Positive Foundation. And so I'm also involved in Villanova Buddies, which bridges the gap between us and people with disabilities. So it spreads the word of inclusivity. I also am part of the Outdoors Club. So we take trips into the city and go ice skating, although now it's a little bit complicated. My current roommate, she belongs to the Greek culture. So I even join her meetings with the Hellenistic Association. So it just goes to show how welcoming everyone is on campus. Why I chose nursing here in Villanova, many, many reasons. I'm from New York City, so I did want to be kind of close to home. But I say Villanova was almost like the Goldilocks of the schools that I visited. It has students that are academically talented, intellectually talented, and you're going to hear this a lot, but there's something so special about the community here. When I talk to people here, it's like truly the epitome of a holistic student. I mean, they're good at everything. We have our downfalls, but everyone really tries to be an amazing person. I'm not just a student, and everyone's so welcoming. And I think you really get that here. So when I was touring the school and I had great communication with the professors and the students there, it really made me value just who people are here, who people grow to be here. And it made me want to be the same. So I chose the school for many reasons, but definitely the community was something that closed the deal for me. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Natalia. And let's get our last junior here. Emily, would you like to go next?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome and congratulations for getting in. My name is Emily. I'm a junior nursing major and I'm from Long Island, New York. A little bit of what I'm involved in on campus is I'm on the cheerleading team. I'm also a member of SNAP, which is the Student Nurses Association of Pennsylvania. I'm part of the orientation program. So you'll hear more about that when you guys like commit. And it's basically like a couple of days where like we get to welcome you and kind of make it like a very special transition to college. I'm part of Blue Key, which is a tour guide. So there's many opportunities to get involved on campus. And when I came to Villanova, I never expected I'd be so involved, but it just goes to show the many opportunities that are available at Villanova. So kind of why I choose Villanova. When I came, I actually visited an open house at the College of Nursing, and I was able to talk with a bunch of the nursing students, and they all were just so welcoming, and they really did care about this program, and they just said such highly things about the nursing program, and you could tell that it meant a lot to them, and that they it's a very educated program. So, and now as a junior, I can attest to that. And all the professors really just want you to succeed. And you really do get that sense of community, like Natalia was talking about. When I was on Villanova's campus, I knew from the moment I stepped foot that it was a special community, and you really will get to experience that here. So, yeah.
Thanks, Emily. All right, so we've got one sophomore on here. So Tim, I'm going to pick on you next if you'd like to go.
Sure, of course. So, hi, my name's Tim, and first of all, congratulations to all of you for getting into the university, such a remarkable achievement. But I am a sophomore nursing major, and I'm from Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And a few of the things I'm involved on campus. So I'm in Blue Key with Emily and multiple people here on campus, which is the tour guide group. I'm also in SNAP, which is very, very cool because you do learn a lot about nursing opportunities in the area, and it's very cool. People from CHOP or from other hospitals in the area have come and talked about what they do, and it's very cool. So I'm also in an a cappella group called Vocal Minority. It's an all-male group, which is super fun. It's definitely one of the more fun things I do on campus to kind of, relax from coursework and all that and just have a good time. And I also have dabbled a little bit in the Villanova Student Musical Theater group here on campus, and which is very fun as well. I really like to sing, if you couldn't tell. So why I chose Villanova, I'm going to echo some of the sentiments Emily just said about the sense of, I'm cared for here. The university, when I first came here, I just got the sense immediately from Candidates Day, from Mrs. Gardner, from the dean, from all the faculty who spoke, and all the students I talked to. They actually genuinely care for my success. And it's not a competitive nature here. I don't think we all really support each other. We all want to succeed because, obviously with the state of the world, we have to, because we have to be out there and do good work. So I just got the sense I wasn't one of 100 students like I was at other schools. I felt like I was one of 100 people working together to become a nurse and do the stuff we have to do to make the world a better place. So definitely, again, echoing the sentiment of community, it's very strong here. So I would say that's probably the number one thing that made me choose Villanova over other schools.
Great, thanks, Tim. And last but certainly not least, we have Francesca, who is a first-year student, so was in your shoes last year at this point. And so Francesca, would you like to tell us a bit more about you?
Yes, hi, my name is Francesca Christensen. I'm a first-year nursing student from Los Angeles, California. Some things that I'm involved in here: I am a member of the honors program. I am also a member of SNAP, a member of Blue Key, so I am giving tours. And then I also have gotten involved with Special Olympics and Nova Dance this last semester. And one of the unique things about some of these organizations is they give opportunities to freshmen to get involved specifically. So in both Nova Dance and Special Olympics, I've been in specific freshman programs within those organizations. So I've been able to meet a lot of freshmen through those organizations, which has definitely been more challenging to meet people. So that's really given me the opportunity to do so. It definitely has been a untraditional experience going to starting out college in the middle of a pandemic, but I have honestly felt so supported here. There are so many resources. I have a really strong support system from my orientation counselor, from orientation, my advisor in the nursing school, my roommate. I just truly have been so blessed with all of the people that are here to help you with the transition. I chose Villanova for a variety of reasons, just like everyone else. It's funny because I always get asked, like, why did you leave California? Why did you go halfway across the country? And it's truly because I loved this school so much. From the very moment I stepped on campus, I just fell in love with it. I visited at the beginning of one summer, and that fall I came back for another visit just because I couldn't get enough and I wanted to learn more about the school. And like everyone else has said, we have such a culture of care here on campus, whether it's a professor or your fellow classmates, you're constantly surrounded by enthusiasm and love and passion. Everyone is super involved here and love what they do. And so that's so exciting to see. And I'm so excited to be a part of a community that has those values and has those qualities. And also, I think it's great that we have the smaller class sizes, both in the nursing school and out of the nursing school. I'm doing a lot of our core requirements right now, and my classes are still really small, so I get to be involved in the discussion and feel like I have a personal relationship with all of my professors and my classmates. But we also have our amazing sports, and we have a lot of spirit enthusiasm on this campus.
And Matt, I would just like to add to that. I think it's very important as a nursing student to really have that balance between the academics and your extracurricular and your involvement in other opportunities. We have over 260 organizations on campus that really, we say there's something for everyone, but we feel very strongly that to be successful in the nursing program, yes, of course, your academics are first and foremost. However, you have to have that balance, that release, that opportunity to enjoy and get involved outside of the classroom to really further your success throughout the 4 years. And certainly there is that opportunity here at Villanova, and certainly having so many organizations and opportunities available to you, it really allows you then to become part of that Villanova community, to be part of the greater whole, if you will, and certainly make lifelong friendships through those opportunities. I was out to dinner before COVID with 4 friends that I met when I was 18 at Villanova. And that was a long time ago. And we continue to be very close. And certainly I know that, beautiful friendships are launched here at Villanova, and it is through many opportunities. So, I certainly encourage students as well to get involved and to really enjoy all that Villanova offers.
Thank you. And Tara, I don't want to put you on the spot when you're here, but as you've seen how busy all of our students are, we have one last student who's joining us. And Tara, would you like to just introduce yourself and share where you're from and kind of how you chose to come to Villanova?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. I'm in the Connolly Center, so hopefully it's not super loud. I just had a class, but I'm Tara. I'm a freshman nursing major. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And I chose to come to Nova because I really like the identity that the nursing school had specifically compared to a lot of the other schools that I visited. I thought the nursing school put out a really nice image, and the students that came from it were really great too. So I was really excited to be a part of it.
Great, thank you. And as you can hear, the Connolly Center is our student center, if you're not familiar, and they are rocking out to Funky Town in there tonight. So it is a lively place to be. Some people they love studying there. I couldn't handle it back in the day. It was too exciting for me. But I know a question that we get a lot, and especially this year, as a lot of the folks that are watching tonight haven't been able to visit campus. I was wondering if someone would want to talk a little bit about kind of our location and how that would connect to clinical work. Philadelphia is really known for life sciences, and there's a lot of great institutions here. Would someone like to maybe talk a little bit about kind of how the clinical assignment goes, And then, how far away are they? Where are you going for these? Do you need a car? How does that whole process work?
I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So as mentioned earlier, we affiliate with approximately 70 healthcare facilities and healthcare systems in the metropolitan Philadelphia area. The clinicals begin in our second semester of sophomore year with 4 days out in the clinical setting. They continue through junior and senior year, either as 2 days a week or as a 12-hour clinical each week. We have a 1:8 ratio faculty to student in the clinical setting. And in some settings, we have less than that 1:8. The farthest clinicals are about an hour, but the majority, I would say, are within about 45 minutes, some of which are much, much closer. For example, Bryn Mawr Hospital, our students could almost walk there. Our students are responsible for their transportation to and from clinical. That does not, however, mean you have to have a car. If you have a car available to you, you can bring it onto campus in the second semester of sophomore year after spring break, when the clinicals begin. We also have public transportation available, and Villanova has a contract with Zipcar where you can rent a car for a couple hours. So a car is not a requirement, but we have probably about 50% of our students that do have access to a car. And so primarily our students are accommodated through carpool for the most part. So transportation is usually not a concern, but yes, the student is responsible for their transportation to and from clinical. We are located 12 miles west of Philadelphia. Many of our clinicals take place in Philadelphia. We also travel south to AI DuPont in Delaware. So that's pretty much where we, if you drew a circle of about 45 minutes to an hour around the campus, that's where our clinical sites are located.
And I'm going to pick on Gabby, Natalia, and Emily as our most senior students here. Would any of you like to talk about a clinical experience you've had, or just kind of, what those rotations have been like from a student perspective?
I can talk a little bit about that. So last semester, again, with the transportation thing, I was lucky and I drove my car here over the summer. So I actually drove about 4 or 5 people to clinical. Actually, my car broke down one day, and Emily, awesome, actually 2 days, drove us all to clinical. So we all got in her car and went. So again, community, everybody is here to help each other out. And it's always possible to get there. So last semester, Emily and I actually were in the same clinical group, and it was just the best time ever. So it was our first real clinical in person, because our original first semester was kind of online because of COVID and everything. So I think it's safe to say we were all a little bit hesitant going in at the beginning. We even shared patients the first day. We all partnered up and had one patient. So nervous, but by the end of it, we had a really awesome clinical instructor, and we were taking care of 2 to 3 patients on our own under the nurses there. So it was just such a growth experience, and that was our medical surgical clinical. So that was the first one. And then currently we're in either psych or OB. So I'm very excited to be going for my first clinical this Friday. And this one's downtown in Philly. Our last one was about 10 minutes away from Villanova at Lankenau Hospital. So either way, closer or further, they're awesome experiences, and you learn so much. I mean, I work, like I said, on the ambulance on campus as well, and that's just a whole different environment, but actually being able to do the nursing aspect of it, especially amidst our pandemic, has been awesome. And as a student, you really get to be there for the patients because they can't have visitors or anything. So they're kind of relying on you to be that family figure for them. And it's been awesome. You can make such good relationships with them.
Just to add a little bit to what Gabby said, some of your nursing classes like health assessment and essentials to nursing, you're able to go to the LRC, which is the Learning Resource Center, and that's where you get to practice your nursing skills. So you're able to walk into clinical confident and that you practice these skills before. So that has helped tremendously too.
Well, kind of in that academic realm still, I know several of you mentioned having minors, and we've gotten some questions about, what can you do in addition to just your nursing curriculum? Tim, do you want to talk a little bit about, kind of pursuing a minor as part of this too?
Yes, of course. I did say I would answer one of those questions live. So I am a global health minor. I'm not sure if I said that in my intro, but basically, I came in with 2 AP credits on my belt, so definitely having AP credits helps a lot because our curriculum is very structured. So regardless if you have any coming in, you definitely want to approach your counselor early as possible and say, I would like to do a global health minor or a Spanish minor, which is very popular. So definitely get out early and find the information and what classes you need and when things can be taken. Obviously, certain classes have to be taken certain years. So I think I just took one of my global health minor classes last semester because I had an open spot with my APs, and I couldn't get into one this semester because my schedule was, I had some remaining courses that were hard to get into that I just got in now. So basically you just have to plan out your time. It's definitely doable if you get on it early. It's 15 credits for my minor, and I have the classes I need to take. I know what to take. So it's a matter of planning it out and setting yourself up for the future because it is a pretty rigid structure, but anyone can do it. I am a global health minor. We have minors here. I have friends who are minors, and it's not impossible by any means. And if anything, it's super beneficial because I'm learning about global health, and that's very, very important and a very useful tool for going out in clinical and for being a nurse. So it's absolutely doable, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I can add to that as well. I'm a psychology minor, and not that this is an untraditional route, but I didn't declare the minor right away, so I actually just recently declared the minor. I came in with 2 AP credits as well, and I think this goes to show how motivated Villanova students are, because I also thought maybe oh, scary, the nursing curriculum could get really hectic and really busy really quick. But when you come here, you realize these students that you talk to are involved in so many things, and it's definitely manageable. And I found that really admirable, and I wanted to find out a way to do that myself. And I think it's really helpful to talk to your academic advisor. So you're paired up with one faculty member, and every single semester you meet up with them to plan out your schedule. So coming in with some credits and taking the prerequisites during my freshman year, there's a lot of courses that I took with other people that are not nursing majors, and that kind of made me expand my interests. And so while I took a lot of psychology classes for the nursing curriculum, like human development and intro to psychology, I realized that I was very interested in psychology and I wanted to pursue a minor myself. So I just talked to the available resources, talked to other students who have done it, talked to faculty, and they were super supportive. I ended up taking probably more credits than I should some semesters just because I felt determined, so why not? So there was a semester where I added the coursework, and it was one of my best semesters, so I definitely recommend it. But that being said, you could take classes over the summer as well. My immediate roommate, she has a minor in Spanish, and she ended up fulfilling that abroad. So definitely reach out to the resources because they're there for you. They just want to help you and make you succeed. So I think it's definitely manageable. If I have time to do a minor and a major in nursing and get involved on campus, it's very much possible. And you could succeed. And I think it's just great how determined the students and the faculty are and kind of paving the way to your success. So it's very possible.
And maybe to circle in with a parent question then for Christa and Barb, as you know, their children are looking to add more programs and minors. Are people finishing in 4 years and on time? Is this adding time at all to their schedule to do that?
So the answer to that question is it depends on what they are doing. So the Peace and Justice minor fits seamlessly into our major without adding additional time. If a student comes in with AP credits or international baccalaureate, they can often open up enough credits to obtain other minors such as psychology, sociology, some of the other ones that have courses kind of already built into the program. And then for other courses, other minors that are not already within the program, such as a business minor, that does require summer courses. We do have a Summer Business Institute through VSB where students can attend over the summer and get a business minor. That is only offered to our students over the summer. So they are not able to get that during their regular school program. Again, because of how structured we are with our clinicals, they just can't fit in the coursework. But most minors, students are able to get them with their AP credits. Otherwise, they would take summer courses. But they typically graduate within 4 years.
The summer, Spanish minor that Tim mentioned is an opportunity for students that if they wish to spend 6 weeks abroad, living with a host family in Cadiz, Spain, they have that opportunity. They are totally immersed in the culture. They take 6 credits at the university towards their minor. And then that alleviates 2 courses for them toward their Spanish minor. And it's a program that's very, very popular and well received. And I agree with Barb that in the course of 4 years for nursing, we have a over 91% graduation rate in 4-year time frame.
Great, thank you. Well, kind of semi-related to this, we've gotten a few questions about research that you can do as well. And I was wondering if any of the students would maybe want to talk a little bit about research you've done kind of in addition to your normal coursework. I know Natalia mentioned our freshman match program. If someone would like to maybe explain a little bit about that opportunity and what that is. Natalia, I'm going to pick on you.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I was just answering another one from Hannah Jewett. But I wasn't personally involved in the program, but my roommate was, and she has only positive things to say about it. She's still involved with some of the faculty to this day. I went to a meeting or seminar 2 years ago and last year where the Villanova faculty actually brought to attention a lot of opportunities in which Villanova faculty have or are conducting research on campus, and they called to attention nursing students who would want to help. So what we did is we wrote down our names and our contact information. So they ended up reaching out to us. So even throughout the year, there are various options that you can get involved in. And then we also have a program where you could actually get funded for research during the summer, the VURF grant. So if you want to get involved with that, that's also possible. And that's like for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Great. Well, kind of, as we continue down your journey at Villanova, I know there's questions about the Nclex and the testing that you would do kind of as you prepare to leave and become a nurse. Would anyone like to talk a little bit about the preparation that Villanova does to have you ready for that test when it comes?
I can hit on that a little bit. Kind of starts your freshman year. I'd say that pretty much in all of your tests, it gets progressively as you go along, more and more Nclex style questions on there. So it is really critically thinking. It's not just your typical like memorize and recall. So they are really preparing you from day one. But I'd say the biggest thing that's helped me this year, we actually started doing weekly sessions with a graduate student who graduated from Villanova, I think like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And she is awesome, an awesome Villanova nurse. She works in the emergency room, and every single week we do go over like Nclex style questions based on the content that we did in class. It's totally optional, but I've loved going to those sessions because 1, you're kind of preparing as you go along. 2, they're free, and 3, we get to hear from like a current Villanova nurse who's out there working in the pandemic currently. So it's just been really beneficial. So they give you all those resources, and then also your freshman year, there's like a code that will come out in an email at some point. I only knew about this because of upperclassmen, but you can order like all of these Nclex books with some Villanova code for free. And so I just go through those as we go through our course content as well. And it really helps for both your course exams and then also for preparation. But yeah, they're all here for you. Everybody's trying to help you out.
Well, and I guess kind of connected to that, Gabby, we actually had a question from someone watching from Chicago, so from your neck of the woods. And are there only nursing jobs available in Philadelphia? You're doing your clinical here. Are students going back home or other places from here? Would you like to talk a little bit about kind of that next step beyond college?
Yeah, obviously I love Villanova and I love it here, but I'm a Chicago girl, 100% gonna end up back at home. And the coolest thing ever was this year at the beginning of the year, I kind of started talking to the Career Center, and the leader of it, Dave Leibig, was like, hey, where do you want to end up? So we went through Chicago, a couple different states that I was looking at, and he goes, okay, these are the different internships that are offered there. He helps you find everything. But then through the career fair, which was awesome, actually this year we had Northwestern come and Lurie's Hospital from Chicago come. It was all virtual, but I got to talk to representatives from Northwestern and Lurie's and applied to both of those programs for summer internships, got interviews. They love Villanova and Villanova nursing students. So it's definitely branching out into the Midwest for sure. I know out here nursing internships are much more of a big thing than they are in the Midwest. There's probably about 4 like in Illinois in general. But Villanova has great relationships with probably 3 of the 4, and the new one's a brand new one in downtown. So you definitely do not need to stay in Philadelphia if you don't want to. I know I like to be a little bit closer to home over the summers. But yeah, we are really expanding and you can kind of be placed wherever.
And Christa, I know you might know more from students are really placing kind of all over the place, correct? With that?
We are. So most of our students do go back to state of origin once they graduate. And we have the class of 2019. I don't have the new data yet, but the class of 2019, we had placement for our students by approximately 98% of our students were placed within 6 months of graduation. And they come from all over the United States. And as I said, most of them do return back to their state of origin. And what Gabby mentioned about the internships or the externships, as many of them are referred to, are very important because that's an opportunity for students to really get an idea of an employment opportunity, get the idea of the culture of the hospital and the team that they would be working with, and the employer in turn certainly can assess you from the standpoint of a future employee as well. And many seniors will come back and they will say that they had a great summer experience and that they, as long as they pass the Nclex, they have an opportunity then to be hired by the employer that they worked for. So those are very, very important. Those are student generated. Students receive a lot of support with regard to getting those externships, but they are very, very important. And I think if a student has their eyes on a certain hospital or a certain area, that's where they need to focus.
Well, maybe to transition a little from that then, Francesca and Tara, I want to get you two back in here. You know, looking at this first year experience you've had, it's been a little non-traditional, but you're there on campus. And, you know, do you want to talk a little bit about, the roommate process in that first year? And do you have to live with a nurse? Like, how did kind of all of that go adjusting to campus your first year and into your nursing classes?
Well, I'm from Seattle, Washington, so I'm from pretty far away from here, and I know that I was super nervous to come to Villanova away from home and be a first-year nursing student. But this year has been amazing so far, even with all the restrictions and just it being a different type of semester. I've felt that my teachers are super supportive. All my classes are super fun. And in terms of my roommate, she's not a nursing major, she's an environmental science major. And I think that's super fun just to have a different major in the room to kind of talk about your different classes and your different days. So I don't think that it's a must that you room with a nursing major at all. So my first year has been really great. And I know we were talking about research before, and I'm actually part of the freshman match program. So I'm doing research with a psychology professor here at Villanova. And so far it's been really great, really fun. And it's a great opportunity to kind of dive into that realm of nursing and kind of learn about being a nurse as a researcher.
Yeah, so the transition has been pretty smooth. There definitely have been some new difficulties that the pandemic has introduced, but I think the school has done a great job of handling everything, and I have felt very welcome and very happy here on campus. My roommate, I actually met over the Facebook group, so we were able to talk and FaceTime a little bit with all of our extra time in quarantine, and she actually is another nursing major, but that is just kind of a coincidence that we got along, so we decided to room together. We live in honors housing, so I know there was a question about the honors program. I'm a part of the honors program, and I'm currently pursuing an honors major. And in the honors program as a nursing student, you can either pursue an honors minor or an honors major. Just the difference is the honors minor is 5 honors classes and the honors major is 10 honors classes. And those honors classes are usually classes that you already are going to take. They're just the honors sections of those classes. So last semester I took honors psychology, honors theology, and honors moderns, which is one of our freshman core classes. And this semester I'm taking honors philosophy and honors moderns, which is another one of our freshman core classes. So it's been really great to live in the honors dorm because we also get another sense of community on campus, and we're able to meet other freshmen in the honors program and other majors and different things like that. Also, were matched with honors mentors at the very beginning. They contacted us before we even got here. So if we ever had any questions about either nursing or honors, we had a contact, and they met up with us and got dinner with us. So we got to get to know them, which was really nice. And there's a lot of other activities that you can get involved with within the honors program. Another part of just the freshman experience living on South has been very nice because on South Campus, it's only freshmen. And so we have our own dining hall and our own gym. So it's a comfortable environment to get to know a lot of freshmen. And we're all kind of like in our little community here on South. And specifically in the nursing school, all nursing students were matched up with a nursing mentor at the beginning, which was a sophomore student who was a part of the nursing program as a part of SNAP. And so again, we have so many points of contact and other students that are here to help us to answer any of our questions if we just need someone to talk to. So that has been really amazing to have so many people in the nursing school that are willing to give advice and willing to answer any questions.
Well, maybe to build off of that with, some questions that have floated in, would any of you want to talk about, a great relationship you've made with one of the professors in the nursing school and how, he or she has kind of helped you in your journey?
I can hit on that really quick. So a couple professors, specifically, you'll probably have multiple times throughout your courses at Villanova. So now being a junior, I've definitely had my fair share of professors I've had multiple times, which is kind of awesome because you really get to build those relationships and continue them out. So for example, I have my advisor was also my research professor. So that's a great way to get involved in research if you want as well. A lot of the advisors are involved in research and are always asking you constantly if you want to help them. So that's a great way to get involved. But one professor specifically was my nursing professor freshman year and sophomore year. And then I had her again for pathophysiology last semester. And she is one of the best professors ever. I'm telling you, throughout the pandemic, she's the only professor that had her legitimate whiteboard right here and continued to draw everything out for you to make sure it made sense, just for like us visual learners. And her classes never failed to be hilarious. I mean, I was laughing the whole time. Everything sticks in your brain so much better because she has a joke to go with every single class and something we're learning. And then actually after the semester, she emailed me just like thanking me for having her for 3 times. And I was like, no, I should be thanking you because you're the one that is helping us so much throughout the pandemic. So yeah, your professors are there for you. They're emailing you, checking in. My advisor throughout coronavirus when we got sent home emailed us pretty much once a week, and she was like, hi, checking in, everybody good? If you don't respond to me within 12 hours, I will be calling you. So they want to make sure you're doing well. And they're obviously there to write you guys recommendations for internships over the summer. and are always checking in even when they're not actually teaching you a class and seeing how you're doing. Also, the other thing is your professors will like cross over class content. So this one professor I was telling you guys about, if we ever had a question from our main nursing class, she would answer it right there, draw it out, make sure it, or made sure that would make sense for us, just so that, because all the content's connected. But yeah, so they're awesome. Highly recommend.
Yeah, adding on to that also, it's great because they also do care how well you're doing and like how stressed you are. I could also attest to the fact that that professor is amazing and to this day and always will be one of my favorite professors ever. But they ask you like how your stress level is, or they'll look at their calendar and see, oh, you have you have an exam next week. So I'm not like, they really do care. So they don't want to overload you. They want you to know the material. Kind of adding on to what Gabby said, like, it's so impressive to finish off a semester and see how far you've come. Obviously, the content could be heavy at times, but once you realize how well the professors can explain and how much you can actually learn without feeling so stressed because of how well they did explaining it with the visuals and the whiteboard and just different learning strategies and posting videos and different resources and study guides, it's incredible how much you can feel yourself get better as a student. And kind of adding on to that as well, I always reached out to my professors after I took exams to go over questions I got wrong, and they were super helpful with that. They do have office hours, so you can schedule a time to meet with them if you have any questions or you feel like you're struggling, or even just to talk to see where you are with your other classes. But they are there for that. So you could email them and reach out to them for a time that works for you if office hour times aren't something that fits in your schedule, and they will be more than willing to go over the questions with you, even if you did well on an exam, just to kind of back up your understanding to see if your process of thinking was good for like the future exams.
I just wanted to hop on that real quick. The nursing faculty cannot be praised enough, but I also want to stress that the faculty outside of the curriculum have also been fantastic in my experience. One example I have is my philosophy professor. I loved the class. She was amazing. It was a discussion-based class, and all we did was talk and debate and discuss, and it was great. And she had office hours that she actually had in Holy Grounds in the library, which is kind of a cafe we have on campus where we get coffee. So I went to like go over a draft of an essay I had because she invited us to if we wanted to. And we did, and it was great. And then after we just chatted about like our days, and like we both, she shared she liked horror movies at the beginning of the course, and so did I. So we like talked about our favorite horror movies. Like it was great. So the faculty outside the nursing curriculum is also fantastic in my experience, and I cannot stress those 2 points enough.
Well, I know we're getting towards the end of our time, but I just wanted to make sure I circled back with Professor Stephen and Christa if there was anything else that you two wanted to share before our time ends this evening. Wanted to make sure I gave you time.
I saw a question about study abroad, and I realized that with coronavirus, probably anyone on this panel who was scheduled to go abroad, it got canceled. So my apologies for that. I know that was probably something you were really looking forward to. But I can say as a graduate of the program, I actually did go abroad to Nicaragua, which is, I do not believe currently offered, but we do have Peru. The way it works for those abroad opportunities is it's actually part of your clinical course. So the way that worked, the senior level health promotion course, we did the classwork with our professor. We would take an hour out of our clinical day and prepare for our trip to Nicaragua. And then we went there over spring break, and we did direct health promotion with those patients, offering education in the community, in schools, in nursing homes, and in an underserved community. And it was a really amazing experience. It's applying what you've learned in a very different way. It's very special. So if you do get an opportunity to participate in something like that, I strongly encourage it. We do have the Connolly Delouvier Scholarship, which helps pay a portion of the expense of going abroad. I absolutely encourage if you have the opportunity to do that. And I believe Christa also mentioned the Manchester program, which is over sophomore year, which will hopefully be opened up again by then. And other opportunities as well through College of Arts and Sciences. So over the summer, you could do the summer study abroad programs through that.
And Matt, I just wanted to mention, we talked about Nclex preparation, and as the students mentioned, that does begin at the very beginning. Our students are very well prepared for the Nclex exam. And our numbers for this past year are for all of our students. They all take the exam. The first first time pass rate was 96%. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention of our students as well. So they're very well prepared. They do very well on the Nclex. The reputation of Villanova is stellar, and the employers are very anxious to hire our students because they understand very clearly how well prepared our students are, and certainly educating the whole person. They value the fact that our students come with the idea of meeting all the needs of their patients and do it with incredible preparation and caring and passion. So they're very, very excited to reach out to our graduates and get them, the opportunity to work for them.
Great. Well, I want to thank all of you for speaking tonight and joining us, and thank you to all of you who have tuned in. Just kind of in closing, if we didn't get to your question, or maybe you didn't feel comfortable asking in the large group session, we'd love to stay in touch with you over these next couple of months. And so feel free to reach out directly to Mrs. Gardner with nursing questions, or to the admission office for anything for us, or to our current students as well. That is the email account for our tour guides. And so I promise the answers will be coming from our current students. If you have any questions, you can even text us if you have a quick question. And I encourage you to follow us and join us on Instagram too. We actually have a video that a couple of our panelists this evening did that is on our Instagram account today. And we'll be continuing to do tours and other things throughout there for the next couple of months. This is kind of one of a series of programs we're doing over the next 2 weeks. And I know you're probably not interested in the other academic colleges, but for the parents who are on, we are doing a parent-to-parent panel and conversation next Monday, an additional one on financial assistance on Tuesday, if you have any interest in either of those. And then for all the students who are on here, I encourage you to check out our Connect with a Cat that we're going to be doing on Saturday, February 27th. It's going to be a great opportunity where we're going to pair up our admitted students in small groups of about 5 or 6 with a couple of our current students, just for an hour Zoom conversation, getting to know you, get to know some of your fellow classmates. And so would encourage you to take part in that. Just note that we are closing off registration for that next Monday. So you'll need to go onto your applicant status page where you can sign up for any of those events. And I know there's a lot of questions about coming to visit campus and in this odd year that we are in. For the time being, we ask that you please don't come to campus. Just we're trying to get into a good spot with all of our COVID numbers and everything. And there's some restrictions from Pennsylvania currently, but we really are hoping to be able to bring back in-person tours a little bit later on this spring. I promise that information will be communicated with you, both your applicant status page and hopefully by email too, if we're able to bring you to campus. We want to bring back campus tours, and we're hoping to possibly do an admitted student weekend in April, but it's all going to be kind of dependent on the current situation. So I promise we'll be back in touch by early March with information about coming to visit. And if we are able to, we'd love to have you come. Or if you're not, we're going to continue to do things online through the end of April. So thank you again to all of you for coming, and we hope that you have a great rest of your evening.